The Forever DM. Some see it as a blessing, some see it as a curse. In reality, it's probably a mix of both. But one thing is for certain, those who have never sat in the DM chair rarely understand just how much effort goes into prepping a quality campaign. It can often go unseen, the hours spent bringing a village to life, or painting the epic boss mini, or getting the players' backstories just the right amount of intertwined. And although the DM technically has the power to crush even the strongest parties with the snap of a finger, a good one is always fair to their players. But still, a little goodwill with a DM goes a long way. I'm Tom the Adventure Sage, and today we are going to take a deep dive into 5 love languages of DMs so you can garner some goodwill from yours and enhance everyone's experience at the table. Let's get into it. Number 1, investment. When I say investment, I don't mean in general. That's the bare minimum. Showing up on time, having your character made.
It's first grade, SpongeBob!
I'm talking about the deeper stuff. Make a character that has a reason to care about the stakes of the plot, not just their own backstory, but all of the other plots as well. Your character should want to be in the story. Us DMs already have so much on our plate with juggling world lore, multiple plot lines, running the session. We don't need the cherry on top of trying to make your edgy anime insert care about the plot. That's your job. And with that being said, you'd be surprised on how common this I don't want to be here PC mentality is. Just don't. And in fact, when you go the opposite direction and build a character that actively wants to participate in the plot, we see it and we appreciate it. Number 2, detail. I'm not talking about a 10-page long backstory. I'm talking about detail in the moment, chewing up the scenery, so to speak, and there's a lot of ways to do this. The easiest one is to just be super descriptive of what your character is doing. Instead of just saying, I scale the house, you could say, I propel myself upward just enough to catch my hand on the second story windowsill, then stealthily pull myself up and over into whatever chamber awaits me. Being descriptive like this is just better in every way. It paints a better picture, it increases engagement at the table, it shows that you're invested in making the story cool. I, as the DM, want your characters to be cool, but it's your character. You have to lead the charge. The worst is when your player gets the famous, how do you want to do this? Dracos, as the ogre falls to its knees in front of you, soaked in its own blood. How do you want to do this?
He dies.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Throw me a bone here, use your imagination. TTRPGs are about working collaboratively to tell a story. No, you don't have to give Matt Mercer levels of description when your character is walking down the road, but when you meet me halfway and describe the cool stuff that your character is doing, it'll make for a cooler story. Number 3, roleplay and participation. This one kind of branches off from the first point, but actively participating and roleplaying might be the easiest way to subtextually tell your DM that you're interested and invested. Now, of course, everyone has their off days when they aren't feeling outgoing, or maybe you are just the quiet one at the table. But just being present, whether that's through active roleplay or simply just paying attention. The roleplay helps because you are literally helping move things along in-game. And the more people that are roleplaying, the more entertaining the session usually is. And more roleplay all around the table tends to lead to one of the most fulfilling experiences a DM can have, when everyone at the table is role-playing so well that the DM can just sit back and watch. It is an amazing experience watching your players bring the world to life without you having to interject at all. That is part of the magic of the game. Being dialed into the session at hand might be one of the simplest and most important ways you can help your DM during the game. Number 4, biting. Figuratively, get your head out of the gutter. I am talking about voluntarily biting on the NPCs, plot threads, and locations that the DM is throwing in front of you. There's that famous joke of the party walking into the tavern and immediately going to talk to the one NPC the DM didn't describe. And I'm not saying you can never steer off the nice clean path that the DM has laid out in front of you, assuming they did. Improvising is part of the fun, but when you can tell the DM is really trying to get you to go somewhere, don't go in the opposite direction. Zach Oyama from Dimension 20 said it best.
I mostly believe that they will have fun if they do the thing that I set out for them to do.
Sometimes you just gotta read the room, and if the DM is really trying to get you to go somewhere, it's probably because that's the best way to go for the enjoyment of the game. Throw us a bone sometimes, I promise we appreciate it. Number 5, lore. As a homebrew DM, this one is extremely important to me. I have my own homebrew world that I've spent years crafting not only alone in my office, but with multiple parties over multiple campaigns. And this is common amongst dungeon masters across all sorts of TTRPGs. But here's the thing that almost every homebrew DM eventually learns. No one will ever care as much about your homebrew world than you do. It's only natural, and it's something we all have to accept. However, speaking from experience, when your players start to genuinely immerse themselves in your world and start caring about it and start remembering things from it, it is so genuinely fulfilling. You know when you're watching those Oscar speeches and the person accepting the reward is like, oh, I want to thank my partner and my parents, and it becomes really heartfelt and everyone starts crying? That's the feeling I get when someone tells me that the village I created was cool. There's a reason that whole meme of asking the DM about their homebrew world exists. Because it's true. When you put so much time and effort into something and then share it with your friends and they actually like it, It's just awesome. So players, if you want to blast a Spartan laser of dopamine through your DM's chest, just show them that you're invested in their homebrew world. I have this player that is a walking thesaurus of my world. Anytime he helps me remember my own lore, he immediately gets inspiration. For homebrew DMs, their world is like their baby. Show them that you're invested in it at all and watch their face light up with excitement. So, whether you're dead set on earning that shiny new magic item, or if you just want to show your dungeon master some appreciation, communicating with them via any of these love languages will be sure to go a long way in garnering some goodwill and increasing cohesion at the table. And while all of these points are framed around making a DM love you, you can also just look at them as tips on how to be a good player from a DM's perspective. Every single one of these points in one way or another were focused around communication and collaboration, because TTRPGs are inherently collaborative. Therefore, the game is best when you collaborate.